Good morning and welcome in, everybody. Before we get into this morning's update, I'd like to go over a few quick talking points that we're going to discuss in this morning's update. First, it is the start of a thinly traded weekend, so we don't have the volatility of the futures market. We have less traders that show interest on the weekend, but it also means during the weekend it's a little easier to move things up and down because you don't have as big of a volume portfolio, mainly because the stock market's closed, ETFs are closed. You don't have the weekly traders that are invested right now. So a lot of people, even though crypto's open through the weekend, they will take the weekend trading off. So we will get thinly traded numbers as far as the trading volume goes. Now that can be very, very misleading because we could find ourselves in a situation where prices are going up. Even though it appears that volume has come down significantly, a lot of that can be portrayed in a misleading fashion because it is the weekend and we do get thinly traded volume. So pay attention to that every time we get into the weekend, as it is very early Saturday morning. We've got XRP still maintaining a fantastic support zone. We have not given back to 59.3, which means right now at least we are riding on top of the 2018 resistance as support. That is very, very critical key factor here that we are dealing with on this Saturday morning. And as long as we're over that 59.3 cents approximately in real time, we have layers above. And 60.3 is a big layer above. That's the rising channel resistance. We need to flip that to support. And then above that, we've got 63 cents approximately. That goes back all the way to 2022 roughly. And then above that, if we do get above 63 cents approximately, we've got 65.4 cents. Once you get above that, it opens the door to 70 cents. And we'll go through all of the minute or miniature levels, or, you know, we've got the wider impact, but we've also got for the shorter time frames here as well. So we're going to look at it from a macro, but also from the micro from these mini levels. We've got Ethereum up to 3,285 as I put out a buy alert around 3,118. So that's good to see that. Now I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a pullback this morning just to test the support. Same thing with Bitcoin as it shot up to 68,312. As I believe it could be pushing that 73K area. And the reason for that belief is that there's a liquidity zone for short traders of about actually it's higher than that, but it's over $6.3 billion worth. If we get over that's 73K or hit 73K, over $6.3 billion in short traders will be liquidated on the spot. So that's something we have to pay attention to see if Bitcoin can go up in that level. So we'll take a look at XRP, we'll take a look at Bitcoin, we'll take a small look at Ethereum because I'm getting sick of looking at it even though I hold it. And then DGB's at 759, so it's come up about 4% from the bottom from when we put in the buy. So we'll also look at DGB. So please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this update. By you hitting that like button, YouTube recommends. We end up through the analytics and the recommendations. And that means if you're scrolling through YouTube, my content pops up on the news feed and you'll be able to find my community. So please make sure to hit that like button. I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. Good morning, 8:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, July 27th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So, tomorrow is Julie's birthday. Good old birthday for Julie on the 28th. I'm taking her out for a couple nights. So, I mean, I'll be around, but I may not be doing a live Sunday night or Monday night. We'll see how it goes. I do appreciate everybody who's here for this morning update. I appreciate everybody who's been transparent and tries to stay on top of the market, even when it's very uncertain. I think we have an extreme time of opportunity. XRP is one of those moments of opportunity. But even if we go above and beyond XRP, because we know different things run different cycles, if you're asking me what I expect to see XRP, assuming we don't lose the 59.3 cents, I expect XRP to come up and at least back test this as resistance. This is the expandable zone from the much longer pattern formation. And we need to get above there to confirm the signal of the breakout of 593. So you break above 593, which is the 2018 resistance, finally after 6.5 years. And now to confirm that signal, we've got to get over 62.67 in current terms. That 61.47 is important. It's kind of in the way, but it is important because that's the short-term resistance that after we fell out of here, we fell below that uptrend that we had established, a small uptrend. But we can just say that's invalidated because we're really working on the, let's go back into here, we're really working on the 59.2 cent area. Now in real time, it's going down a little bit as we go. So right now, it's still about 59.2. So we're 59.2 cents. As long as we hold, we should have a nice parabolic outbreak, and we'll just go from these levels. And technically, if you break out of the 2018 resistance and turn it into support, the technical target out of here, and we're not saying this is going to happen in one long shoot, but $2.41 in time is where we could expect to appreciate price. And this has been a very long consolidation. So if you're new, let me go over this very quickly. At $3.31 was January of 2018. That was all-time highs, depending on exchange, is the price. Then you go back down to where you see 10.8 cents on the bottom. That was a 27-month consolidation from all-time highs to the swing low, from the swing high. Then you go out just a little bit farther to late 22, early 23 at 18.2 cents on support 2. Comes up to support resistance 2 at $1.98 in April of 2021, roughly. And then we come back down to support 3, down here at about February 23 at about 30 cents. We come up to resistance 3 at 74.8 in about March of 24. We come up down to support 4 at 40.2 cents in June of 24. And we come up to resistance 4 that we currently passed in July of 24. So now we're trying to, for the first time in 6.5 years, play bullish off of this downtrending resistance that started all the way back in 2018. So this is a very key, pivotal moment for XRP. So this is XRP's this is a pivotal moment for XRP. If we can hold this breakout attempt in time, what XRP is signaling to us, if it plays truthful, and with XRP, is it going to play truthful? Nobody knows. But the technical move off of this, and this isn't because I'm trying to get cheap views, it's a 300% rally. It's a 300% rally off of a 6.5 year consolidation. To me, that doesn't even seem like enough. The fact that we could have this big, long 6.5 year consolidation and still be almost $1 short of all-time highs, that speaks volumes. But it also shows you the truly, truly monumental moment we could be entering here. But it's very uncertain. We're struggling to break and hold and then push out of this 59.2 cents. We're struggling to retake the 2018 resistance as support. But for the first time in 6.5 years, we're riding it as a support structure on that downtrending support. This hasn't happened in 6.5 years. Every single time we've broken over this in the prior 6.5 years, as you can see in front of us, we've either tapped it and came right back down, and you're not going to see much differential. Even back, if you go all the way back in the pattern, what the hell happened here? Even if you go all the way back in the pattern, once we hit 331 rejected, once we hit $1.98 rejected, once we hit 74.8 rejected. This is the first time at 59.2. Look at this. We have an engulfing candle in the weekly. That is a bullish engulfing candle in the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame ends in 1 day and 11 hours? Or not 1 day, 11 hours, but yeah, 1 day, 11 hours. This weekly candle ends in 1 day, 11 hours. And I'll be honest with you, that's the most bullish weekly candle I've seen with the breakout attempt in 6.5 years. Have we been able to establish a new high? No. We haven't been able to break 60 through 63, 67. But could this be the first weekly candle where we actually close and open on top of the 2018 resistance? Yes. Oh, yes. If we stay above 59.2, we're going to have our first weekly engulfing candle that opens on the top side of support here. instead of resistance. As of right now, even to start this week, it was resistance. Now we could start next week with this 2018 resistance being support for the first time ever. Ever. For the first time ever, we could turn this into a weekly support on that downtrending resistance, on a resistance that goes all the way back to 2018 in January. So well over 6.5 years. So if that's the case and we start moving up, you know, if we start moving up truthfully here, so now we've gotten above, what's our next major resistance we've got to get over to start confirming some of this? Well, we got to get over 60.5. There is no doubt about that. That's the rising channel resistance, and we've got to get over that. Just slightly above that here, as my cat bites me, is 61.2 cents. Say hi to everybody, Ghost. Yeah, you're in a playful mood this morning. But 61.2 cents would be over the top. And that's just the downtrending resistance of this current swing high and the swing low. But this goes back, you know, a little bit. Not like terribly long. But this started in beginning of the month. Couple weeks. So it's not all that big of a pattern setup. But it is an expansion that we have to break out of. And then ultimately, if we do break above these levels, we have this falling channel resistance, which would be fantastic to break out of, because then we can start pushing in a much more bullish fashion. That would open up the door to that move to over 70 cents. And that move to over 70 cents, it wasn't just like we figured this out by guessing. We didn't just put in a number, we threw darts or whatever. No, this is a breakout of this current consolidation. And the short-term technical target here would be to bring it up to about 70.5 cents. Now, that is not the grand target. I can 100% say that's not the grand target. That's the short-term move. And then we've got micromanaging of these levels. So if we get over 70 cents, let's just say we get over 70.5. So if 70.5 breaks, then you open up the door to that rising channel resistance, which is the ultimate right now. We will in time have to get over 86.2 cents. And yes, that's sometime down the road, but it is still something to pay attention to, as that's, you might as well know every single chart. That's the rising channel resistance. Excuse me, I just dropped this. But that's the rising channel resistance. So it's something we need to pay attention to. And if we look at this in the grand scale, you got the rising channel that we are still hitting resistance on, that we're trying to push over desperately right now. Then we've got the falling channel resistance up at about 647. And then you've got the rising channel top resistance to try to break out of it at 86 cents. Then you'll have 94, which is the swing high from July of 23. But we've got to get over these micro levels before we can make any kind of real advancement for XRP. So that's the best breakdown I could ever give you. You'll probably have to watch this more than once, but that's every single thing we're looking at for XRP. The cup and handle, rising channel, falling channel. We've even got the longer term pattern, but we've got the all-time pattern going back to 2018 as well, which is what I started with when I showed you the support 1 all the way through support 4 and resistance 4. So now that you've got a thought out way of looking at XRP, let's take a look at the rest. Ethereum's up 12 bucks to 3,285. We thought, and I think we're being validated right now, that inverse head and shoulders should reverse at some point. Went down to 3,085. We reversed all the way up past, originally 3,215 was the first support structure. I timed it there for the technical breakout move to 3,395. And this wouldn't be a breakout. This could still be a bearish consolidation. And then if we got on top of that, broke over this resistance, our technical move up on this inverse head and shoulders should bring us up to 3,800. But your first real rejection could happen at 3,395. And at any time, if you see us fall below 3,215, this entire movement is invalidated. But we have created a second support structure. So let me put that price label. So just in case you're making trades, there is a second support structure, 3,215 and 3,242. So those are your new support floors. So first support 3,242 off of the move right now. And then if you break 3,242, you got 3,215. And if that breaks, you invalidate this current technical move up to 3,385 range. But as of right now, we're looking fantastic. I would love personally, we came up, tested that 3,442. Now on this morning, it's about 8:30. So technically on Saturday mornings, I've noticed this, we come down and consolidate typically in the morning. So that's why you've seen us come down from 3,297 about 30 minutes ago. And now we can see ourselves down at 3,284, so down about 13 bucks. But that's typical. We usually start out a little slower in the mornings because we get everybody who comes in, and if they have things have come up, maybe they want to sell out. But after a consolidation here, I expect continuation. So consolidation, if we ride the 20-day, would be perfectly acceptable. But I would like to see, we bounce off the 15-minute. We do have a golden cross. 30-minute, we're bouncing off. We got rejected. So an initial bounce back, maybe to 32.69. If it wants to see the initial rejection at 3,297, come back down, confirm the support at 3,270, and then we should start working our way back up, unless we have a volatile candle, because we do have an engulfing one in the 30. And unless we were to break down 3,278, this could still be volatile to the top side without any further pullback. So pay attention to that. Bitcoin's at 68,318, up $410 or 0.6%. Bitcoin to me is looking pretty good. It's just right now it's got to push out of here volatilely. I still think it's going to tap 73K at some point. This has been our speculation since we were at 63, only because there's a liquidity zone where short traders will be liquidated of better than $6 billion at 73K. So I find it very hard to believe that the manipulators aren't going to use that liquidity to do further movement with the price. But we'll see, because if we continue to move bullish here and we can break this resistance right in front of us at 68,452, the moment you get on top of that, it opens up the door to 71K roughly. With that kind of appreciation, we know Ethereum is going to ride with it if it happens. So that's what I'm waiting for, to see this next step. I'm very happy with my positioning, but I'm waiting to see this next step, because I could see a small correction here, because we did come up to the 200-day on Ethereum. On Bitcoin, we are up to this top resistance. So either we're going to break out volatilely without any kind of pullback here, and I don't expect a big pullback, just a retap of support after a push up, and then we could break out very bullishly this weekend. But we'll see if we can break past these crucial resistance levels. And then last but not least, we'll end with DGB. If you're looking to trade XRP or your favorite crypto, as a squirrel just ran into my foot, no joke. That's kind of funny. Two squirrels, there's one sitting right here. They're playing with their friends. But if you're looking to trade crypto, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more, look in the video description below and or pinned comments. You've got BITUNIX and or HOTCOIN. BITUNIX is my personal favorite. Lowest spot and leverage trading fees in the USA. You've got a lot of different options that you can use. And then we've got HOTCOIN, which you can buy the XRP Bitcoin pairing, which it's numero uno and it's 1 and 1A. So they both look very nice to me. You've got XRP Bitcoin pairing on HOTCOIN. You've got Casper, IOTA, IOTX, and many others. So take advantage of that. Leverage in futures, or leverage in spot, lowest spot and leverage trading fees in the USA between both exchanges. They're so low. Worldwide as well, but I can't speak on worldwide. So make sure you look at that. And that's two beautiful ways to buy crypto, ways I trade with. And then consider sending one YouTube super chat per month or joining Tom's Army, as it would be a beautiful way to show support and pay it forward. Make sure to hit that like button, as we only average about 1 out of every 9 people hit that like button. It really does hurt us through the analytics. If just 3 out of 9 of us could, we would be recommended, and we could double or even triple our output for viewers. So I really do need your help. So, and last but not least, DGB up down 0.52%. I put in a buy signal on DGB, as some of you know. I bought my first set at 732, and then I bought a little bit more on top of it, pretty equal purchases at 707 area. So I made it very clear I thought this was on an inverse head and shoulders, just like Ethereum. Remember, we were talking about 1A and 1B basically. They're both on very similar formations, and I believe DGB over time is going to end up pushing up first level to this 838, but then ultimately it should pull up to 921 off of this inverse head and shoulders if it plays out true. But the only way to know that is if we start breaking out of these 200-day resistance. So for DGB, we're starting to bounce bullishly, but we've got to get above 775, and then I'll be much more excited in the 2-hourly. So that's my technical analysis this morning, everybody. Pay very close attention to everything I've said this morning. If we do get a small pullback in the morning, it's typical, but I expect continuation here. Unless we break through these support floors, I expect continuation, as we spoke of this morning. So if you need to watch this twice, I highly encourage you to watch this a second time. So thank you all so much. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. Make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube recommends this. Subscribe to the channel and join the over 22,300 plus subscribers, and have yourself a fantastic start to the week.